out at the land this morning, and the last couple days it was pretty cold. There was one day, at least by us, it was down to about 9 degrees. So I decided if I was going to run the John Deere today, I should use that engine block heater. So what I rigged up in here is, and I'm going to shut the door here in a second, cord with the big generator, which that thing is a beast to haul. I think I'd rather get one of those little Honda suitcase generators or inverters. And then I brought along a little 1500 watt heater. I just got that kind of blowing towards the oil pan, and then I got the block heater plugged in as well over here. And to save on time, I'm going to give it 30 minutes and we'll see if it starts any easier. I can't imagine it not, because I would think in 30 minutes time it should be okay. But like I said, this thing's been sitting that whole time, so iron and fluids and everything, oils are all going to be pretty cold. So I'm going to let this go for a while, and then we'll come back in about 30 minutes here. Alright, so while we wait here, we'll do some new cutting, or do some cutting here with the new saw. Hopefully I don't run out of battery here. I know the cold weather likes to affect the battery here real quick on the camera. That there's an Echo 620p. It's got a 3/8 pitch chain and a 24-inch bar. And that's oak that we're going through. Alright, we're going to do some more cutting. I am absolutely impressed with that 3/8 pitch chain. And this saw seems to have a ton of power. I don't know, I should know the CC off the top of my head of the engine. I don't know, it's over 50, I know that. Maybe it's close to 60, like 58. But yeah, that saw definitely rips, and that chain definitely cuts quick. We'll do some more cutting here. second tank of gas, so there's not a lot of braking in on that saw right. But it seems like you pull the throttle, it just keeps giving you power. You can just keep pushing right through, and like I said, this stuff I'm cutting here is oak. So I don't know, for the price of that saw, it's hard to compete with any of the other manufacturers. They got a really good price on that, especially if you hit it just right. Okay, so a little over 30 minutes here. Like I said, I had that little 1500 watt heater blowing underneath the oil pan, and I mean, I came in here just to check it, and I wouldn't even say the oil pan is warm, but it's not cold to the touch. And I'm not really sure about the block, the actual block heater. So what I'm going to do here for starting it though, I'm going to cycle the glow plugs twice, and then I'm just going to start it up. We'll see how hard it starts. If it starts real hard or if it pops right off. The glow plugs went off right away, that's good. It must be warm. So there's no temperature on the temperature gauge yet, but that's a pretty quick start, even in comparison to the last time I was here when I started it. It cranked much slower, so obviously that helps, having a block heater and that little 1500 watt space heater underneath the engine. I'm definitely going to have a different setup though, because I really don't plan on hauling this huge 8,000 watt generator around, and that in itself, that generator did not want to really start this morning. Usually it's in a garage that's at least 50 degrees, which is fine, it pops right off then, but with 38 oil and then making the over hour trip on an open trailer like this, I got out here and it cranked, but it cranked slow and it just didn't want to start right away. So if I could get one of those smaller suitcase sized generators, I could just throw that in the back of the Xterra and then haul that out here, and then they're quieter. It'll be more than enough watts to run a space heater probably and the block heater, because I'm envisioning once it gets really cold out here, once we're talking below zero type temperatures, I'm gonna probably want to run that for probably at least a half hour, maybe even an hour inside the shipping container like I did with the doors closed, and then use it from there. So what I'm working on here is just stuff that I pulled up last time. I'm just going to get this cut up. I don't know where I'm really going with it, but it just needs to get done today, so I'm going to get that taken care of. And then over here, this is the ramp. Last time I was getting stung by a wasp, so that's what it looks like finished. And I just got on the bottom there is going to be some concrete blocks or whatever, construction blocks. So ramp is perfect height, and then once I'm done, I always stick it, I just slide it inside the container so it's not exposed to the elements. So it's not too bad, it's warming up out here. Alright, so I think this is going to be the last one I cut up. This one's pretty dirty, so I'm probably going to end up dulling the chain. I'll get as much as I can cleaned off. But you can see here, this one's got a lot of sand in it, and then just even getting it up here so I can cut it, it's gonna probably get pretty dull. I don't know, that John Deere, the lift capacity in that thing is just minimal. It looks good, it really looks like it could do something, but in a way of like, you know, maybe this is way over capacity, I don't know. I know that that thing's too much for me to lift with my log jack there, that there's no way I'd get the thing to spin by hand. So I mean, I kind of pushed it around with the loader, but actually physically being able to lift it with the loader, it just won't happen. It doesn't have enough. So I think what I'll do is Boy, I don't know. I know I had some cuts down on this end here too. I don't know. I gotta get let me clean some of the dirt off, and then I'll just set the camera up and I'll just rip through this piece here. Hopefully the chain doesn't get too dull. Alright, here we go. So definitely getting dull as we go there, cutting through all that sand. But that saw really rips though. I don't know if you can tell from where I had you set up or not, but it definitely does a pretty good job. Alright, so like I said, it's not all of it. That's all the further I'm going to go with that. Hopefully it rains or something and washes some of that sand off. This here is quite a bit for this loader. Don't make the mistake that I'm not happy that I have this. It's just I wish the capability of this thing was a little bit better than what it is. Obviously having this is pretty great in the way of doing things. It makes stuff a little bit easier to do, but I don't know, I just wish that you wouldn't run out of hydraulics on this thing for lifting. The power steering on the thing, they got more than enough hydraulic flow in the power steering. Like the power steering, you could steer with a full bucket with your pinky. But in the way of actual lifting capacity, that's lacking a little bit. And since I took the weights off the back there and took those home for the lawnmower, you can kind of see this back end is really light right now, just the way it's sitting. But it lifted that just fine. So I should get a set of forks just to see what I can and can't lift with. A set of forks too would help lifting these logs. I could lift them up and just saw them off then. So other than that, I think this is probably going to be it. We're going to be wrapping it up here, getting everything buttoned up and put away again. Alright, so we're getting ready to leave here. got some stuff to do. Neighbor stopped and he was asking about opening deer hunting season. I'm sure he's a little concerned of me making firewood out here and then having the kids run around on a four-wheeler. I'm sure that's a little concern. He said he's been bow hunting. He saw quite a few, but he didn't take a shot at any because he's waiting for the perfect one, I guess. So I really don't have a good place to put the stuff that I had, so I kind of just piled it up here. So I don't know. I think eventually, at some point, I'd like to get like a carport type thing that I can just stack a whole bunch of wood underneath. So I'll make like a platform, or maybe use some old pallets or something. Because I've been stacking on top of this, and this wall here is getting out of control. It's well over 6 feet. It's probably closer to 7 at this point. And it doesn't help that that end down there was bumped once by Addie when she was running the tractor. She didn't realize where the bucket was and bumped the pile. Luckily she didn't dump the whole thing over, but there's more on here than what there probably should be. So it actually warmed up pretty nice. I would guess it's about probably 40 out here, which isn't bad. Especially if you're working, then it's plenty warm. So, and then like I said too, with that generator setup, I got to figure out a better way to get that block heater set up with a tractor. If I just gotta bite the bullet and drop some money on a suitcase generator to take back and forth, or inverter, because I'm not gonna haul that thing back and forth, especially if I'm not making wood and bringing it out of the woods. There's no reason to run the trailer out here. So, but yeah, so I don't know if we'll be out here next weekend or not. I'm willing to bet not. There's enough stuff going on. So, all right, well, that's it for now.